Hello and welcome to another episode of Warhammer 40k lore, presented with AI. Today we will briefly explore the lore of the legions Astartes of the 3rd Legion, who fell from grace and became devoted to the chaos god Slaanesh. While doing that we will look at some AI-generated images of space marines from the Emperor's Children generated with midjourney. But before we begin, make sure to like, subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified of new videos. And now, let's dive into the dark and decadent world of the Emperor's Children. The Emperor's Children were the 3rd Legion of the 20 original Space Marine Legions, also known after their fall as the Lords of Profligacy. Their Primarch is Fulgrim. One of the 9 legions that betrayed the Emperor during the Horus Heresy. They became Chaos Space Marines. The earliest recruits to the Emperor's Children, then known as the 3rd Legion, were recruits gathered from Europe during the Unification Wars. Noble houses, such as House Loculus of Comarg, selected the finest of their youth and gave them to the Emperor following their defeat by his Thunder Warriors as tribute for their previous defiance. Following the houses of Europe's lead, other noble Terran dynasties also sent their children to fight in the 3rd Legion. This was rumored to be the source of the legion's adopted name, the Emperor's Children, a name that was reaffirmed later following Fulgrim's rediscovery. The Legion was frequently given diplomatic and emissary protection missions by the Emperor and were known by some as his heralds, the Marines painting their armor imperial purple to signify their mission, emblazoned with a thunderbolt and raid Sunday. Despite this status, the Legion was struck with disaster within a year of Proxima following the pacification of the Selenar gene cults of Luna and the Martian Compact, when a substantial portion of gene seed reserve was lost during its transit to Luna. In truth, this stock was stolen by Trazyn the Infinite. It was then that the gene seed stock held on Terra was corrupted with what was known as the Blight, causing organ degeneration that then spread more widely in the Legion. Rapid deployment of reserves, purging the infected, and the establishment of methods such as salvaging progenoid glands from its dead warriors helped to reverse the decline, but the Legion never recovered from this incident, and thus were always among the smallest of the Legio Astartes. While other legions such as the Ultramarines, Imperial Fists, and Luna Wolves all exceeded the 100,000 mark, the 3rd Legion numbered only in the hundreds. Following his rediscovery on Chemos, Fulgrim became the leader of his legion and vowed to serve the Emperor with perfection. The number of Marines in the Legion at that time was around 200. As they were so few in number, the Emperor's Children were placed under the command of the Primarch Horus of the Luna Wolves, and they would fight together for almost a century until Horus' promotion to War Master following the Ullanor Crusade. Horus and Fulgrim grew close to one another, with eventual dire consequences for the Imperium. Swollen by new recruits drawn from Chemos and Terra, the Emperor's Children finally mustered the strength to undertake a crusade alone, and Fulgrim proudly led his warriors into the unknown at the head of the 28th Expedition Fleet. They encountered the Lair, an alien race that shared their obsession with perfection, and waged a brutal war against them. The Emperor's Children managed to wipe out the Lair in a month, but suffered heavy casualties. After this victory, they allied with the Iron Hands, another Space Marine Legion, and fought against the Diasporex, a coalition of human and alien rebels. During the Horus Heresy, the Emperor's Children joined Horus. Fulgrim initially resisted and wanted to speak out against Horus. The weapon he had taken from the Lair Temple actually contained a demon of Slaanesh. This demon had been whispering to Fulgrim since he picked it up and weakened his resolve to the point where Horus was able to sway him. The rot spread from Fulgrim to his Lord Commanders, then to company and squad leaders, and finally all but a bare handful of Marines followed Slaanesh rather than the Emperor. The remaining loyalists, led by Saul Tarvitz, a captain of the Emperor's Children, fought bravely on Istvan III but were eventually overwhelmed as Horus and the 3 Primarchs who had already declared for him wiped out those forces they believed would remain loyal to the Emperor. The Legion then gleefully proceeded to aid in the destruction of the arriving loyalist legions. After the fighting on Istvan III, Fulgrim entered the Heresy proper with approximately 50,000 Marines. They fought alongside the traitors in the Dropsite massacre. The Emperor's Children saw heavy fighting with the Iron Hands and Fulgrim slew their Primarch, Ferrus Manus. Later, the Legion accompanied Fulgrim along with Perturabo and the Iron Warriors to the Crone world of Idris, where Fulgrim would achieve demonhood. After the events on Idris, the Emperor's Children devolved into disparate warbands. While most accompanied Fulgrim as he rendezvoused with Horus or undertook his own adventures in the warp, several warband leaders arose who undertook their own sadistic raids into Imperial territory. A third of the Legion remained under the control of the Eidolon, which attempted to destroy the White Scars both at the Kalium Gate and the Catalyst Rift. Fulgrim, the demon prince of the Emperor's children, was forced by Lorgar to join Horus in the attack on Terra. His legion reunited and indulged in atrocities and hedonism on the planet. They also fought against Rogel Dorn and his loyalists. As the Emperor's children assailed Terra, their homeworld of Chemos would meet its end at the hands of vengeful Imperial forces. Emperor's children forces fleeing Chemos' destruction later took up residence in the Pale Stars near Nocturne, forcing the Salamanders to respond. When Horus was defeated, the Emperor's children left a trail of depopulated worlds in their wake as they fled to the Eye of Terror. They were the first of legions to begin raiding Imperial worlds for captives and plunder. Their excesses knew no limits, and raiding alone could not fuel their ever more boundless depravities. In their unrestrained fervor, they soon took to capturing the slaves and servants of the other traitor legions, triggering a series of wars within the Eye of Terror. At some point during this period, Fulgrim disappeared from the Legion, rumored to have retreated to a planet of pleasure gifted to him by Slaanesh. Fabius Bile, the former chief apothecary, took up command of the remaining Emperor's children and regrouped at Canticle City. From here Bile launched the destruction of the fortress of the Sons of Horus at Malium, after which the body of Horus was taken and cloned by the Emperor's children. Ezekiel Abaddon led the Sons in a lightning attack against the Emperor's children at the Battle of Harmony, destroying the body of Horus and his clone. As the wars against the other traitor legions intensified, the Emperor's children soon exhausted their supply of slaves and began to prey upon the only victims they had ready access to, each other. Bereft of leadership, the ensuing bloodshed on Harmony shattered the Emperor's children as a unified legion and splintered them into many warbands. After the Legion War ended, all the legions resumed their raids on the Imperium, with the Emperor's children proving the most successful in this pursuit. At some point, certain warband leaders of the Legion banded together to form the Phoenix Conclave, a grouping of the splintered remnants led by Lord Commander Primus Eidolon, aimed at restoring the Legion to its former glory. By the time of the Great Rift it is said that the Emperor's children are more united than they have ever been. The only focus of admiration for the Emperor's children now is senseless indulgence. This makes them the most violent, sadistic, and debauched creatures imaginable. Having abandoned most of their old traditions, the Legion still maintains their original name, taking pleasure in the grievous insult to the grandeur of the false Emperor and his Imperium. Their armor has been corrupted into sensuous and grotesque designs, and bears dazzling, pastel colors, silks and golden chains. Slaanesh gifts his favored warriors of the Emperor's children with the ability to feel pain and pleasure through the layered ceramite of their armor as if it were their own skin and flesh, making every blade or bullet that rebounds from its contours a thrill of sublime pain. That's all for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a comment below and share your thoughts on these AI-generated images of Space Marines from the Emperor's children. Which one was your favorite? Which one was the most disturbing? And what other topics would you like me to cover in future episodes? Let me know in the comments section. And don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated on new videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.